Bloody OBS. All right. Let me just make sure that's all okay. You know what? That's actually good enough. You see what happens with quantum error? I'm going to go quickly use the restroom. Let's give people a chance to come over. I don't know if they're going to come over. What a shame. Give me a second. Hello. Well, it looks like the majority didn't come over. That's a shame. That is a shame. OBS just shut down. OBS just completely shut down. No idea why. While I was trying to open up one of the docs, it just critical error shut down. I'm going to blame quantum error. It is what it is. But shit happens. It looks like we're getting a few people trickling in now. We was at about 90 people in Now we're down to 28, but it's fine. I guess we can't really do the poll now because there's not enough people in the room. It's not going to be an accurate. It's not going to be an accurate one, is it? This account should get a salary increase just for smoking both Reforge Gaming and JDub single-handed. Today we're talking about Starfield coming to PS5. This should be good. Come check it out. JDub. Xbox CFO says different. Shout out to Tim Stewart. I mean, JDub is a complete prick. I mean, I know he's blocked me as well because he's a bellend, but he is a complete bellend prick. When everyone says we all win, what Phil Spencer said a year ago is completely irrelevant. We've already had contact with ZeniMax, and Dave said he's lying. He has no contacts at Bethesda and is too small a creator to have any insider knowledge. So this one is the one I wanted to talk about because this is actually going to have a really big implication, a really big impact on physicals. Yeah, but Tim Stewart doesn't make the decision, does he? He's just a financial CFO. He doesn't, he doesn't make the overall decision. He can say what he wants to his board, to the investors. The final decision comes from the CEO. It would be interesting to see how that is managed because Satya Nadella said Phil Spencer has the final say. So that goes above the shareholders too. I went inside a game store on a trip to England a few months ago, and they seem to be more of Trinket's toy store than any focus on games. Andrew, they have become like that, yes. Seems weird to me that game is going to do this, especially when they nearly went bust a few years ago. They're doing this because they're not making any money off the trade-ins. They're not making any money off the trade-ins, and their trade-ins are, they trade it in for a little amount of money anyway, but their trade-ins, no one's buying them. So I think this could be the final nail in the coffin for physicals. A lot of people are looking at this as just, game is, doing this and this and that. But I can, Game is in the UK, probably one of the biggest stores for physicals. The only reason I don't buy from them more is because they charge £5 for delivery. And I think that's just criminal to charge £5 for delivery. My game now is in Sports Direct in both shops. I can't remember what the game. I think the game in Bexley Heath became a coffee shop. But the one thing that people liked about physicals was the trade-in value to get games at a cheaper rate. Now, obviously, computer exchange will always, well, for now, is going to exist. But you do question even them. How long are they going to be doing physicals if they're not selling them? Because they've got a lot of games that eventually they're going to lose money on, right? So if you can't trade your games in anymore, where does that really leave your physicals? Gaming Arndale Manchester had maybe less than a shelf worth of traded in games. Yeah, because they're not selling, so they don't want them anymore. Also, I've seen a lot of supermarkets just sell Xbox cards now. They don't sell games unless you go to the big ones. That's because Microsoft is pushing digital really hard. At the end of the day, if it's digital, you can't get a second-hand version of the game. If you can't get a second-hand version of the game, every digital game that's sold is a sales number, right? It goes. Microsoft take a proceed of that sale. But in the event that it's not a digital sale, they. Sorry, I thought I heard someone crying. But in the event that it's not a digital sale, there's a high chance that someone's just going to go buy a second-hand version of the game off eBay or Computer Exchange, and Sony make no money on that sale, or Microsoft make no money on that sale. This is why there's a huge push for digital, because companies are losing a metric ton of money on this. Also, I've seen a lot of supermarkets just sell Xbox cards. Yep. You buy the disc and game on disc, so you own that disc and you don't have to update game. Some games are unplayable without the update. Some games don't have the full game. Some games are just missing parts of the game. Some games have the full game. This will be all game stores, Leaf Storm. This will be all game stores around. So all companies want to go digital now. I mean, one of the reasons that Microsoft couldn't go all digital during the Xbox One era was because of game. Because as soon as they got wind of what Microsoft was trying to do, they took Microsoft to court, and the Fair Trade Commission, not the FTC, but the Fair Trade in the UK, they basically told Microsoft that you couldn't do it because it would cause irreparable harm to stores like Game, who would basically lose their whole existence as a store because they rely on those second-hand sales to make more profits. And so that was one of the reasons why it collapsed. But it looks like as time is going on, that is the future. But I still think Game as a store could probably get by with just the merchandise, right? I think they'll probably sell more merch than they do video games. I mean, if you look over here, all of these are phones, right? They've got mobile phones there as well. They're selling phones now. They sell all sorts of shit. Chris, I did post in the chat, but the OBS crashed entirely. So apologies for that. I did put the new link in the chat as well. You know what? Maybe I should post the new link on X as well. It's all because of a quantum error. There really was a quantum error, and it just crashed. New link for live right now. OBS crashed. My bad. See you in the new stream now live. I guess we have to, there's only 34. We had 90 people in before, so it was a much fairer vote. So I guess we'll have to wait until the direct to do another post, to do another poll. I get to live another day, but having it with 30 people just isn't going to be fair, right? It's not going to be fair, dude. I'm a person of fairness. Andrew Holt with that Canadian $20. You are amazing. Thank you very much, dude. I appreciate it. See, Steve, Power Boss is telling the truth. I'm going to go with that. Unless we get like 70 people in here, then I'll put it back up. But until then, no point. Did you see the vid of the God of War creator saying Starfield is his favorite single player game of this year? Yeah, that was old, right? I mean, Starfield is good because of what it allows you to do. A lot of people take it on face value, but if you dig in deeper and start to unlock some of the stuff, it's actually there's quite a bit to it. Computer Exchange is the only place to do trading now. It looks like it, yeah. I mean, honestly, I would actually buy a lot from Game, but they want £5 per delivery per item, and I'm not prepared to do that. That's just too much money. That's just too much money. All right, so this is an interesting one. Because she's been quite vocal about, AI. Right? Imagine announcing this in a year where the games industry has laid off 6,000 plus people. I will never play any game that InWorld has any part in making. And that's basically Microsoft and InWorld partnering up. And obviously, as we know, there's going to be AI generated icons in this game over here. And so the question that's been put forward to Alana is, will you continue playing Square Enix games? Are you going to be streaming Rebirth? Now, if she actually streams Rebirth, then she's a hypocrite, right? I don't mean to say that in a bad way, but she becomes a really bad hypocrite. I'm not an RPG player, but I think Starfield is a good game. Now, TheChaosLounge, I liked when Jaffe exposed and said, "Oh, that pony, yeah." When it turned around and said, "Was it because they burnt the bodies at the start of the game?" And I was like, "Yeah. That's definitely part of the reason." And it's like, yeah, that didn't happen. I definitely played it though. Trust me, bro. Trust me. My source. Trust me, bro. Is that why Heatwave PS5? Is that why a lot of PlayStation fans now want it on PlayStation? Now that the notion that they think it's coming to PlayStation, it's suddenly turned into a really good game. Is that why? I don't know. It seems like a lot of people on the blue side are now capping for Starfield. CEX will probably have to shut down game trade-ins at some point when 95% of games are sold digitally. There is a lot less supply, and the 5% of physical games out there are going to be collectible. Yeah, I think I still think CEX can have a purpose, but it's going to be for the more retro games. And by retro, I mean like PS3, PS2, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox games. We're going back to like the SNES games and stuff like that. I think that for those, it will still have a place. But with the generations moving on and digital becoming more and more the thing, I think you're right. But she works for Sony, who also uses AI. I know. I don't know if Rebirth has any AI, but if it's Square Enix, it probably will do. I enjoyed Starfield, and they said it was going to be 30 FPS plus, not the seamless travel before the game even released. I mean, we already knew that there wasn't going to be any seamless travel. The one thing that they didn't tell us is how the cities would work, which would all basically be fast traveling and seeds and stuff like that. I think that was an oversight that they decided not to tell people, and I think they should have told people. I think she's just upset that a lot of her friends have been made jobless. Green Goblin, it wouldn't surprise me. And Heatwave, that's perfectly fine. I think God of War Ragnarok is pretty poor. I think the original God of War 2018 is a phenomenal game. Excellent. But I got bored out my brains playing Ragnarok. I would give the original God of War a 9 out of 10. Easy. 2018. But the Ragnarok, I would probably give it like a 6 out of 10. I didn't enjoy it. Maybe you loved it. I think it was a below average repeat game that just didn't really move on from the original. It didn't really improve on the original. I think, Ragnarok was a pretty bad game. I'm still going to try and finish it at some point, mind you. I think I've got to Asgard. I think. Can't remember. I got to an area that's all white anyway, and then I stopped playing. I got really bored. But I still want to finish it and play through it because, I want to finish the story. But I just didn't think it was as good as the 2018 game. And unlike the 2018 game, which had me gripped from start to finish, Ragnarok just didn't do that for me. Even Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn was phenomenal. Like, if you haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn, go play it. It's such a great game. Forbidden West, I don't know what they did. They just lost their way. Burning Shores is great, though. Burning Shores was really, really good. They redeemed it for Burning Shores, but Forbidden West, I don't know what they did, man. They really messed up that one. When you talked about games delivery charges, they're owned by Mike Ashley. What did you expect? CB94, I know. But it means that I won't buy the games. Like, I went on there and I found like games that were at a price that I wanted. But the delivery came more than the actual games I was buying. Once you get to that point, you turn around and say, nah, it's not happening. Not happening. I wonder how much Starfield would sell on PS5, especially if they leave it off of PS Plus. I mean, it's not going to go on PS Plus, obviously. I mean, it's not going on PlayStation entirely. Fallout, but better for me. See, I liked Fallout, but the thing that lures me into Starfield is the same thing that lures me into games like Star Citizen or Star Trek. I like space. I like space exploration. I know that sounds sad or whatever, but the whole premise of Star Trek, I mean, I'm a Trekkie through and through, right? I am. And I think Star Trek is a much better movie series than Star Wars. Let me just see my view count. It's going down and down and down and down. Okay, I'm pretty much left on my own at this point. But I actually loved the premise of Star Trek, where they visit planets, explore, and, do what they do. And that's the type of feel that I get. I get that experience from Starfield. Now, playing Star Citizen, you can actually really get that experience when you have like a massive ship. You've got your whole crew on there with the lower decks and the upper decks, and everyone's doing their part. Hell, I even bought the Star Trek VR game, which you can play in multiplayer. It's really damn cool. And me and my friend were like fighting the Klingons and the Romulans, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And so for me, more than anything in Starfield, for me personally, it's totally different to everyone else. It's that exploration that I enjoy. And it gives me what I'm looking for. And that's why I like it. But obviously the exploration side of things might be completely bonkersly boring for you. And then if that's the case, then clearly you're not going to like it. And that's okay. You know, you don't have to like every game. When you talked about, yep, I get that. 2018 was a better game. God of War trilogy is better than 2018. Maybe. I mean, we're going to get a remaster at some point. The TheChaosLounge, the longest loading screen I've had in Starfield was 2-3 seconds, and I play on Series X. On PC, it's even faster. It's so fast on PC. It's not even worth calling it a load screen. I hated the sun and moon puzzle. 2018, in my opinion, is a masterpiece. Not perfect, but the flaws didn't detract. Give it a generation. Ragnarok is telling even Sony fans have largely forgotten about it. Yep. I think Starfield is going to PS5, Xbox. Sure, Grandpa. Let me take it to bed. Hellblade 2 is rumored for May now. Also, I think that was always rumored for May. I don't know what's gonna come in February. Something's gonna drop in February though. I wonder if they're gonna drop if they're gonna use Final Fantasy 14 as a drop for February. That would be kind of lame. Although it is a big game. Best place order from the UK, hidden game collection and cheaper. I think I've heard of that place. I think I've heard of it. Don't you mean Forgotten West? It has been forgotten. I mean, they decided to they decided to release it at the same time as Elden Ring. They got more body than Reforged did. Dreamcast guys seemingly capping for The Last of Us Part 2. Everyone is capping for that right now. It's the same game. It's their only game this year. Space! I agree, Star Trek is better than Star Wars. The Final Frontier. I know a lot of people are very, very not happy with Discovery and Picard, but I think the final season of Picard, the first and final season of Picard were good. Second season lost its way. Have you played Star Trek Online then? I haven't. Actually, I've installed it, I booted it, and that's as far as I got. I keep hearing bad things about it, like really bad things about it. And it keeps putting me off. Maybe I should just sit down one day and just play it. People ignore the amount of effort Bethesda Game Studios put into Starfield, all the little things that make it what it is, a masterpiece. Excited to see where it's taken. Yeah, I agree with that. I like both Star Trek and Star Wars, but not the latest 3 movies. Yeah, I can see that. Starfield will load a lot quicker if it's on your internal drive, much quicker than the Seagate official expansion card. Stalker 2 is now permanent Xbox exclusive. It is, and that's a good thing. Starfield should have had intra-system spaceflight. Wouldn't space be a great hidden loading screen? I mean, technically, yes, November. What they're doing is fast traveling from one location to another. That's all they're doing. It's just fast traveling. It's not even really a loading screen. I mean, it technically is a loading screen, but they're just fast traveling. Now, would people prefer to fly in space for 5 minutes from one planet to another as opposed to fast traveling in 4 seconds? Who knows? But I think that most people will end up fast traveling anyway. Once you get spoilt by fast traveling, you don't go back. That's the issue with Sony's focus on style over substance. Games have no longevity and are quickly forgotten outside of the Pony Club. Hey, look, Star Citizen has a $48,000 package for you to buy. But they have been considerate with that $48,000 package. You have to spend $10,000 in the store first before that option even appears. And once you spend that additional 48,000 on top of the 10,000, you get access to the VIP shop, which only appears once you've spent $25,000 in the game. And that gives you access to ships that you can't buy, that are prestigious. I'm guessing those ships are also in that package, though. Still, having Bethesda-style random encounters in space while going to your destination. Yeah, I can see how that can work. I know, Power Boss, but that's literally just for the whales. And everything in that package can be earned, from what I've read. You have to buy your starter ship. Yes and no. Okay, so basically, in order to buy the game, it's 36. It's £36, right? And for £36, when you buy the game, you get a choice of one of three ships. So you're buying that ship to play the game, and then that ship is yours indefinitely. But you're essentially buying the game. It's not like you're buying a specific ship just to thing. You need access to the game. Your access to the game is through the ship. And then while you've got the ship, you can go and do your quests and whatnot, earn money, and buy bigger ships. Other MMOs and RPGs have travel mechanics. These are quickly dropped once fast travel is introduced. Look, once I do start fast travel, that's it. I think fast travel in a game kind of ruins an aspect of it. But once you've started to fast travel, that's it. It's over. You're constantly fast traveling everywhere. Regardless of where you are in space, it doesn't matter. If you've got the option to fast travel, if it's faster, you're going to take it. Same with space sims such as Elite, No Man's Sky, and Star Citizen. Once you've got the option to fast travel, there's no going back. What have we got here? Alex Smith. Surely you guys have seen this guy. He worked as a dev at Bend Studios, Deviation Games, and Ember Labs. It's always been pay to win. So there's two versions of Star Citizen, right? You've got the sandbox, which is what they're developing at the moment, that they've been working on for 10 years, which is open planets across the solar system. And you've got the single player experience called Squadron 42. Squadron 42 is supposed to land this year, unless they push it to next year, but it's supposed to land late this year. We'll know more about it at CitizenCon. But that's really impressive. Now, everything that they've been doing in the sandbox of Star Citizen has been basically up until this point building the tools for the features that the single player game needs that's going to release on PC and potentially the next generation consoles. Early last year, they announced that the feature set for Squadron 42 is now complete and that they can basically go and finish the game now. The things that they were missing is all there, and the separate development team that's working on the single player experience can now go full throttle. Blizzard regrets adding Flight to WoW to this day. I think it was a great addition in 14. Alex Smith is just an uninformed idiot. I didn't even know Star Citizen until they compared it to Starfield. I mean, it's really impressive with what they've done, right? Like if you actually try Star Citizen, it truly is impressive. But they've also spent a lot of money. And I'm talking a lot. I think like 700 million. Crazy money. Survival mode tends to disable fast travel in Bethesda games, and people still love it. Most ponies at least have some things based in fact or rumor. Alex just talks out of his butt. I don't think they will ever finish the sandbox. Ever. Ever. I don't think that's ever going to finish. But I think that's also okay because they're just constantly adding features. Because now they're at the way they're kind of stuck in a hard place, right? So they want to knuckle down and work on bugs. Work on bugs, iron out the game, polish the sandbox experience. But the people who have invested money are telling them that they don't care about the bugs, they don't care about the polish. What they want are new features and things to do. So then the bugs and the polish get pushed to a side as lower priority, and they work on new features to add to the game that were already planned. Because the people that are investing the money are what's basically paying their salaries. So it's a really shitty situation to be in, but it is what it is. But yeah, he's saying 2 Sega PlayStation exclusives, 1 Bandai Namco exclusive, From Software 1 exclusive, Koei Tecmo 1, and Square Enix 1. It's not Final Fantasy. And someone was like, yep, this is strongly and absolutely happening, but I will put everything in a chronological order of facts, speeches, reports, emails, and conversations. And he was never seen again with that matter either. He's a professional joker, man. I don't even know what he's doing. He's just a clown. He just keeps on coming up with just such stupid. I mean, look at this one. Not 1, but 2 EA games, iconic, are coming for the PlayStation 2. One for PS2 and the other for PS3. Have a remake and continuation in progress in partnership with Sony and EA. And none of these materialize ever. He literally hasn't had one. Right? He hasn't had one correct claim in all his time. I know I am off topic, but I just want to say Reforge is going wild though. Like, dang. September Stalker sounds nice. It does. Sony just purchased EA. Let's go. According to this guy, Sony have purchased EA, 2K, Konami, From Software, Bandai Namco, Sega. They purchased everyone, man. They purchased everyone. This guy is just a joke. So here we have the Stalker information. And for those of you that have rejoined the stream, I apologize. The stream crashed when I was trying to load the chat doc. It just literally shut down OBS. I did put in the stream the new link. I'm guessing most people just yeeted. So apologies on that regard. So yeah. What poll? There wasn't enough people in the poll. We're going to do it on Thursday when there's going to be like many more people that can change the fate of time. See what I did there. You think 47 is enough? Has Alex Smith ever been correct? No, not once. Not once in his life has he been correct. Not once in his life has he been correct. Attributed you to another video. Ah, that explains why. Hey, Jago6. Yeah, I am sorry about that. I don't know what happened with OBS. I clicked on the docs and it just terminated the application. Last year during Gamescom 2023, we finally had the chance to meet in person. We gathered around a campfire with you to share something valuable that we have been creating for you for all these years. A small part of Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, publicly for the first time ever. Our one-time initiative then transformed into a journey from campfire to campfire across France, Brazil, Singapore, and other countries. Thousands of players were able to play the game, get themselves, and give us the much needed feedback afterwards. And as true friends always do, you shared your honest thoughts about the game, both positive and negative, and we are thankful for that. From your insights, we figured out two key points: the one to celebrate and the one to consider seriously. The first one, the zone remains the zone. In its true beauty and after hour likeness, the game absolutely feels and plays like Stalker. The atmosphere, hardcore style, harsh, and unwelcoming environment are ready to cook, and we can't be more grateful for these words, as they basically sum up both the key intention and the main inspiration for the project from the very beginning at the same time. The second one was the gear in the backpack should be checked one more time to be completely sure it will not fail us in the most needed moment. On the technical side of things, the game needs more time. Throughout the frankly challenging development process, we understood that the time was of the team's main essence, seeing the scope of polishing and understanding that we can't push your patience too much. We were absolutely dedicated to releasing the game in Q1 2024, and we worked extra hard to meet the release window. That, however, doesn't change the fact at the beginning of this year, we still witnessed a certain amount of technical imperfections that hold Stalker 2 below the expected standards for the final experience our fans are waiting for. While there is absolutely no way to make another delay sound less dim, we decided to be clear about our reasons to postpone the game for the sake of yet another wave of polishing. The final release date for Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl is now September 5th, and I've got no problem with this. These people have been through hell to get this game developed. They've lived through a war, developed in a bathtub to protect themselves. I mean, the fact that this game is even coming out is a miracle. So if they need more time, power to them. Let them cook as much as they want to the point where they're happy, and then they can release it. I genuinely don't even care if this game goes to 2025. I don't care, because the hardships that they have gone through in Ukraine to get this game developed, no one should ever have to live through that, ever. And the fact that, even after a number of people that worked for them were killed during the war who signed up for it, it's a testament of their dedication to deliver to their fans and their community and to those who lost their lives. So in my opinion, if they need more time, let them have it. We know that you are waiting for this moment, as well as we do, but the preparation needs to be done so that the journey into the zone goes smoothly and as planned. Thanks for your patience and continued support, and be ready to see a lot of info about the game further this year. In my opinion, cooked till it's ready. Exactly, Devastator. Exactly. Has art to show in her next stream. Oh, what art is that? Has to show art in her next stream. Oh, does she? Stalker 2 being Xbox exclusive would drive ponies crazy. It is Xbox exclusive now. It's permanent exclusive. I think Stalker 2 might be a timed exclusive. No, it's not. It's an indefinite exclusive. This Ukrainian studio sucks the money out of Microsoft Xbox every year. There is an excuse. I mean, people losing their lives is a pretty good excuse, right? People's homes and streets and loved ones getting bombed to smithereens is a pretty damn good excuse, if you ask me. The fact that the game is even coming out, like I said, is a miracle. I would buy the studio if I was Microsoft. Disappointing, but war, developers gone away, and a studio relocation are going to cause more than a little disruption. Delay to 25 is necessary. I'll wait. I commissioned Pixel to make... Come on. Stalker 2 will probably be more polished on launch than games from studios not in war-torn countries. I mean, I hope for them that is the case. But good news nonetheless. We will be there no matter what. So Nate the Hate turned around. I think I covered this in a video before. He's the one that revealed that apparently there's an Xbox first party game that's going over to other platforms. He's also said that Persona 6 is going to be PlayStation exclusive. He's tried to change that now and say that that's not what he meant. He meant that it's not going to the PS4 and it's going to be exclusively to PS5. But that wasn't the message he conveyed. But we know from Sega Sammy, or Sega in short, that after the success of Persona 5 going global unanimously at the same time, they've already said that Persona 6 will be going multi-platform day and date because they want to hit 5 million sales. And they hit that with Persona 5. And they want to hit that again as their goal for Persona 6. And they've realized that unlike in Persona 4 and Persona 3, where it didn't go day and date, with Persona 5, when it went day and date, they hit that number. So they've realized that, hey, if we don't release a version of the game a year later on another platform, it looks like this actually helps us actually make some money. And at some point, someone said, yeah, who would have thought, right? And so they've decided that they're going to make it day and date. So this information by Nate is already incorrect. So we have this dude. MBG says that PlayStation has the better game lineup this year. Also, he says he's confident that Xbox console exclusive Hellblade 2 will come to PlayStation. Claims there is no competition. Let's have a listen to what he said. Let's have a listen.
Really impossible. They're playing 4D chess. I don't think so, dude. If by playing 4D chess you mean eventually becoming a full-blown third-party publisher, then yeah, they are. But this idea that Xbox fans have in their head that everything Microsoft is doing is to dominate Sony and Nintendo. They're not competing with Sony and Nintendo. I'll say again, they're not competing with Sony and Nintendo because they are bigger than Sony and Nintendo. Again, most valuable company in the world. They're not looking. They are looking at Sony and Nintendo as possible like valuable partners and potential assets that they can leverage. That's how Microsoft is viewing Sony. And that's what's so funny is that you still see so many Xbox players kind of viewing it as like, well, you guys wanted competition. It's like, dude, there isn't fucking competition. There's just not. Like Hellblade 2, I'm telling you. Hellblade 2, remember I'm saying this, it's eventually going to come to PlayStation.
Remember how he said if Microsoft beats Sony, that he will quit and never come back? And now he's saying, remember what I'm saying, folks, because he's got one more in him. Remember what I'm saying. It's going to come. And if it doesn't come, he's going to turn around and say, well, I never said that.
It will. It fucking will. I'm not going to wait for that. I'm still going to play it when I want to play it. But it's going to happen. And you know what? You can't say that. You can't. Like, even if somebody says, I disagree, there's evidence there that insinuates heavily that could be a reality. But you can't look at Sony or Nintendo and say, oh, yeah, Mario's going to come to Xbox. No, it fucking won't.
I agree with that.
You can't sit there and look at The Last of Us and say, The Last of Us is going to come to Xbox. No, it won't. If there's one thing that Clobro guy was absolutely dead on about is he said, this is a fucking one-way street, and it is. But
that is probably the only thing in this that he said correct. That it is a one-way street. And hey, Chili, how's it going? That is the only part in this whole thing that he said is correct. But to think that Hellblade is going to PlayStation, that is a joke. What is this a joke? I love the Gaming Wars. Hey, I just like to mock people, Mr. Pink. I just like to troll people. It's too easy. So what is he actually right with, Chili, and what is he wrong with? Sony created the one-way street. That's on them. I mean, it's in Sony's favor to be one-way, right? They don't want their games on Xbox. It would devalue their console. He's correct, yeah. That Microsoft does not see Sony as competition anymore. They mainly see Amazon and Google, although Google's gone now. But I guess they see Google in the mobile market. I wouldn't even see Amazon in the mobile market. Moronic bullshit gaming. Now, they're not going to share their major titles. It's just not going to happen. But, that's not going to stop the PlayStation fans from tooting it out. Now, this was controversial. This was really... But he's wrong about everything else, pretty much. But my God, this one was bad. This one was bad. Ubisoft sees tremendous growth, opportunity for growth in subscription services if consumers can get used to not owning their games like they have with music, movies, and TV content. They got a lot of backlash for this. I mean, a lot of backlash for this. I mean, they just came out with a game that's probably going to be nominated for Game of the Year right now. And they decide that now's the time to drop this. They decided that now's going to be the time to drop this. It's like... I mean, don't get me wrong. Subscription services are going to be the future. Sony's got their subscription service. Microsoft has their subscription service. I guess Steam doesn't have one yet, or Epic. But EA has one. Ubisoft has one. I mean, it's only a matter of time before Steam and EA have one as well. But, I mean, Steam and Epic. So that is where, we're all heading. But to come out at this point in time to make a dumb statement like that in this current climate, they really need the new PR guy. I haven't yet. We did cover it. Do you know what it is that they've actually done, Chili? You know the icons in the game? Not the character art, not the game art, not the maps, not the textures, nothing like that. It's just an icon. I think people are over-exaggerating. That's my opinion. Yeah, the album icons. I think people are over-exaggerating. I don't think that's as big a deal as people are saying it is. I don't know what the company's done, and if they've done stealing or whatever, that's on them. The courts can deal with that. I mean, at the end of the day, Perfect World Games have been doing that as well. Hoyoverse has been caught stealing other people's artwork, and they're a multi-billion-pound company, right? Now, at the end of the day, it's just album icons. I don't think, in the grand scheme of things, it's that big of a deal. AI is going to replace a lot of things. Whether we like it or not, AI is going to do that. And it's unfortunate that artists are losing a part of their kind of soul essence, but they either are going to have to adapt to the new way of creating art and use it as a tool to assist them, or they're just going to be left behind. And it's not just art that this is affecting. You can tell AI to write you a piece of script and it will do it. You can tell AI to write you code and it will do it. Like right now, it's in its infancy. In 10, 15 years, it is going to be everywhere. So you either get with the program now, or you turn into John Connor and go and try and destroy the AI before it manifests itself into Skynet. It's one way or the other. You can't have it both ways. You can't sit there and protest and hope that something's going to happen. You either turn into John Connor and go and destroy the birth of Skynet, or you join the program and just use it as a tool to make yourself better. That's it. That's how it's going to work. I mean, look at Peter Dinklage, right? Do you know why Peter Dinklage was dropped from Destiny? Do you know why Peter Dinklage was dropped from Destiny and they chose Nolan North in the end? They replaced him with Nolan North. I mean, he just got replaced, right? Peter Dinklage was the original voice actor for Ghost. No, Peter Dinklage was actually amazing as Ghost. Even to this day, I actually I really loved Peter Dinklage. No, he wasn't bad. The reason why they dropped him was because they had to give him 30 days leeway to record a line. They had to contact his publicist and they had to make a booking with him, an appointment that had to leave 30 days gap, a 30-day leeway before he could come to the office and make the recording. Now, Bungie needed someone, when they clicked their fingers like this, that they would turn up on the spot and be ready to record. Peter Dinklage wasn't that person. So they dropped him. And they went and picked someone else and basically told Peter Dinklage to piss off because he didn't meet their criteria. So if they can drop people like that and people are okay with it, why is the reverse such a big problem? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't agree with voice acting being replaced. I think voice actors have a role indefinitely in video games because if the voice acting is done well with the correct emotions, it adds such a huge impact to the actual scene, just like the music does. But if these companies are willing to just throw away voice actors anyway on the willy-nilly because they just don't give a shit because there's more of them out there, it works both ways, in my opinion. I don't get Taz started on that, mate. Taz will murder you with that one. He's on a crusade. But the reason why they got rid of Peter Dinklage was because he couldn't turn up the day they called him to turn up. Oh, he's got a huge thing when it comes to anime, the anime dubs. CDE, Asobo, Avalanche, Certain Affinity. What's all this about? If you're at Microsoft, who'd be on your shopping list? For me, it'd be Stalker 2 devs, Sega. I mean, Asobo makes sense because they're flight simulator. The Stalker 2 devs obviously definitely make sense. I'm not sure about Gearbox because they don't own the license for Borderlands. So what are you getting with Gearbox? The whole purpose of buying Gearbox would be to buy Borderlands, and they don't own the license for it. So if you bought Gearbox, you wouldn't get Borderlands with it. So I don't think they have the value there, honestly. Creative Assembly could do. People Can Fly, I'm not so sure about. To be fair, a lot of anime dubbed voices sound bored. Like they're just reading words. Man, I remember one of them that I watched. It was a JoJo anime, and the dubbing, everything JoJo said was indeed, 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 indeed. I think 90% of the whole series was him just saying indeed, even though you could see his mouth talking for like 10 seconds. It was terrible. What games am I currently playing? I'm playing Assassin's Creed Mirage. I'm playing Prince of Persia. I'm still dabbling in Final Fantasy 14, trying to get through the story. I'm playing Final Fantasy 16. I'm trying to dabble in Starfield so I can finish the story at least. in Ready for Shattered Space. I want to get back into a little bit of Forza Horizon 5. And I want to finish Hi-Fi Rush. But between my 9 to 5 job and making 3 videos a day and the streams, it does leave very little time to do a lot of gaming. All these Xbox commentators trying to push Sea of Thieves and Halo to other platforms because they need the money. Microsoft don't need the money. So I don't get that narrative, right? I don't get this narrative. Why does $1 trillion company need the money? I don't care if the Xbox division isn't making money. We all know it is making money because it's shown that it's making money. Even if it's not making the trillions, it's making money. But why does $1 trillion company, which can soak up, which makes, 80, 90 billion profits a year, why do they need the money? Devastator, it is past midnight for me. It is 10 past midnight. We only have a few more slides before I finish anyway, but the stream being cut in half was a bit of a disaster, unfortunately. So that pushed us back about 5-10 minutes. I need to change playing Hi-Fi Rush on my console instead of PC Game Pass. Yeah, you're having problems with that. I've got a long list going on myself. Some games started forever. But like also I want to finish Ragnarok, which I haven't. You know my stance on it. I was really bored playing it, but I still want to finish it. So they're just games from all platforms. I want to finish Mario Wonder. I've started playing that with my kids, so whenever they're playing it, I'll play it with them. And then there's just like a bunch of games on the Switch I want to play, like Astro something. Forgot what it's called. It's an RPG. I want to play the Xenoblade games because I haven't played those. So the games I want to play get longer and longer. Playing on PC Game Pass in order to do the ultimate attack, it brings up the chat. Hey, just you know what? Just don't use the ultimate attack. You'll be fine. They might have the publishing rights, but they don't have the IP rights. So if the company was sold, they wouldn't be able to take Borderlands with them. Ironically, that applies much better to Foam Stars. Square Enix needs the money far more than Microsoft, and they are only porting to PS5 consoles, not even PC. It's a good point. But like I said, the whole AI dilemma, and Chili, I think I posted in your Discord today. I think I might have been half asleep when I did it, but I think I put my point clear there. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. I saw there was a lot of people in your chat that were vehemently, aggressively against it. I thought they were coming for you at that point, man. I feared for your life. I did. I thought we were going to have a penguin on the skewer. Things got real dark real quick. But you know what? I think you played the right card in the end. I think you did. But I think it's got the potential to be a successful game. Whether it will be or not is another matter. And the fact that they've only restricted it to PlayStation, I think is a really, really dumb move. I think they should have put it on PC. I think they should have put this on the Xbox, and they should have just really went to town with it and pushed it really hard as a multi-platform game to combat Splatoon. And I think it could have been successful. But on one platform only, it is going to die. How many followers do you have now? You gained a few from my Monday stream, didn't you? Chaos, wouldn't Square make way more money if Foam Stars was on all platforms? They would. Absolutely. PC Game Pass is nice. Got them old Fallout games on my first playthroughs. I like the extras, and it counts towards Xbox console subscription. I just recently went to PC Game Pass. It's a good service. Pink. Ah, that's nice. That's nice. So you did get a few follows from there. For those of you that don't know, Chili has this challenge on his Twitch stream where once he gets to 1,100 followers, he will do a live stream dressed up as a penguin. For some weird reason, I want to see him dressed as a penguin. Now, I clearly cannot follow him more than once. I'd like to, but Twitch doesn't allow for that. So we just need 20 more follows to get him to dress up as a penguin. This isn't a weird fetish. And at the end of the day, if you want to call it a fetish, Baldur's Gate sees you. And I know you've played Baldur's Gate. And I know you went for that bear and the pig. So think very carefully before you start accusing me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I know you played Baldur's Gate 3. And I know you went for that bear. And you had relations with that bear. Unlike that person in the UK who decided to mod Skyrim and have relations with a wolf and got arrested, they're having bad times. But for some reason, in Baldur's Gate, it's fair game. So... But yeah, if you can support my friend Chili to get to his goal, that would be great. Obviously, no obligation to do so, but that would be great. So we've got this dude over here. He's still talking about Starfield. I can't believe him. Like, I cannot believe he is still talking about Starfield. My dude has literally got on brain rot. This game has to live in his fucking head. Rent-free. And the worst part, the PS4 version, which has even less content, is better than the PS5 version, which has even less content, has more content. I am not a furry. Don't you dare start sending me all those crazy games. For those of you that know PMS Jordan on Twitter, he decided to send someone a gift on Steam called Magic Pussy Chapter 1. And there was me being the innocent person that I am, thinking it's a kitten or a cat, a magical kitten. You know, because there is a game called Stray and it is really popular amongst people that like felines, right? So there was me thinking all innocently that it was going to be an innocent venture into the world of cats. Do not go and check it out if you value your Steam account. Do not. I repeat, do not go and check that out if you value your goddamn Steam account. It's all I'm saying. God damn it, PMS Jordan. God damn it. I mean, there's no way Skyrim's going to be realistic. It's a 10-year-old, 15-year-old game. I ain't exposed for shit. Power boss. But it's funny how even after 132 reviews, the PS4 version is still outdoing this one. And this one has, you know, additional content in terms of cosmetics during the gameplay, which actually, in my opinion, make it worse. I mean, you're running around in a spacesuit while you're playing the game. It completely detracts from the game. I think it's weird. It also has the additional game mode, which people are now capping over, like the, you know, second coming of Jesus. And of course, the deleted scenes, which is what I'm most interested in seeing. Look, Andrew, I said I was innocently thinking that was the case. It's an indie game. I was sorely mistaken, and it is a mistake I will never make again. Ever again. I'm just saying, if you see his tweet, don't do it. It ain't worth it. I've been wanting to beat Skyrim. I'm installed it now. Played it for long hours when it came out. Just never end gamed it. Well, it's a good game. You should play it. I am still calling that Last of Us Remaster was probably done by a smaller team. They were porting everything to the multiplayer probably, and they thought, well, we're doing all this work. It would explain all the skins, in my opinion. You know what? You're probably not wrong. You're probably not wrong. Those skins probably did come from the multiplayer, which I think would have actually been a much better experience than the remaster of Part 2, which is basically an upscale to 4K and a bit of lighting. Starfield. We discovered an issue we want to address before releasing our update into the Steam beta. We're aiming to release it later this week, but we'll confirm timing when we know for sure. Thanks for your patience. So at least they kind of found this before they decided to go and brick people's games. So that is always a good thing. And I think we've come to our final one. And we have this one over here from J-Rock. These are the games. Now, I've heard that this is actually a really good game. It's an indie game, but it's a lot of fun. It might be like a Vampire Survivors game, so that's something worth checking out. Palworld is going to be fire. No idea what this Go Mecha Bowl is. No one cares for Formula 1. And I guess Chile, after Penguin, you can become a Turnip Boy. That's possible. And Persona 3 Reload is definitely one I'm definitely interested in. Anucard? I don't know what this is. I just downloaded Rotato and it's 100% similar to Vampire Survivors. Yeah, I mean, just from the image, it looks like that. They had to redo the maps, characters, etc. for the multiplayer, so while making sure TD1 and TD2 have the same graphic style, they got a small team porting the game over and can sell that for extra funds. Yeah. I have an Itachi cosplay that I will do next. No, we need Turnip Boy. We need Turnip Boy if we can get you to 1,100. Every single one of those games is coming to PC Pass 2. Yep. You can see it here. PC. Only one isn't coming to cloud, and that is the EA one. Formula 1. Like I said, no one cares. I know. But that is all the news for today. Again, apologies for the way the stream kind of abruptly decided to nosedive. That was a bit of a unfortunate situation. But that's everything I wanted to cover today. It is just past, almost coming up to midnight. We are going to be back on Thursday. I am going to try and get online around 7 to 7:30 p.m. my time. Between half an hour and an hour before the actual developer direct, so we can just enjoy it. And on Friday, when we go live, if there's any news articles that I'm going to go through, it's going to be minimal, and we're hopefully going to dive into Palworld and check that out, because a number of you want to check that out. We will be redoing the poll because a lot of people decided to bail the stream. They probably thought the stream died and wasn't coming back, which is unfortunate. But, we'll redo the poll on Thursday, and you guys can decide my fate then. Right, I don't think there's anything else. If there's anything you guys want to add before I call it a day, let me know now or forever hold your peace. And if it's about Dumbforge, I've got a second video of that coming. I've also got a video coming for Colin. I don't know if you guys know about him, but he actually made a really, really bad statement. A really bad statement. Like a really, really bad statement that I'm going to be covering. Yeah. Like, he basically insulted the whole creative industry in one go by calling them all dumb idiots and pricks and pathetic losers. So I've got a video of that coming as well. So that should be nice and spicy. But just to show list, I've got Colin's bad takes still coming. I've got a Starfield video coming. I've got a Reforge video coming. And there's a couple of people, there's a bunch of videos that people have posted in my Discord for those of you that want to join it regarding some reaction videos. So I'll probably start doing those again. I know some of those aren't popular, but for those of you that enjoy them, they'll be coming. Hello, Andrew. As long as he keeps posting crap stuff and saying stupid stuff, it gives me content to keep mocking him. There is a Persona 3 pop-up ramen place in London. Oh, really? You need to DM me the location. Keep up the good work and don't take your foot off these ponies' necks. I won't. I should give you the video of when he was Say No to Rage. I know of who he was before. I was there for the whole ordeal when it happened. There's a lot of story. There's a lot of baggage that happened then, and you know what? I'll discuss that later. I don't want to do that on stream due to libel reasons, but I'll discuss that with you later. There's a lot of baggage that was there. That a lot of it isn't actually publicly known, and it probably never will be. But that's it. I'll see you all on Thursday. I'll be joined by Power Boss on stream, where we're gonna co-stream the Dev Direct, and I will see you all then. Until the next one, as always, remain legend. Thanks, folks. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Every like and sub is appreciated. Thank you so much to all who donated through the super chat and through memberships. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Peace.